Have you ever noticed how ridiculously easy it is to order food at a restaurant? You walk in, glance at the menu for maybe 30 seconds, and when the waiter shows up, you simply say, "I'll have the grilled salmon, please." That's it. No overthinking, no apologizing for wanting it, no wondering if you deserve salmon today. You just place your order and trust that 20 minutes later, it's going to appear right in front of you, hot, fresh, exactly how you asked for it. Now here's the crazy part. When it comes to ordering wealth, success, or abundance from life, most people completely lose that same confidence. We get awkward, we hesitate, we downplay what we want. We act like we're asking for a huge favor instead of making a simple request. This is exactly why the author draws such a perfect comparison. Ask for wealth the way you order food at a restaurant, clearly, confidently, without begging, and without second-guessing yourself. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but there's real power in this analogy. The way you approach the waiter with your dinner order is the exact same energy you should bring when you place an order with the universe for the life you want. Let's break down why this works and how you can start using it right now. Part 1. Asking for wealth. Like ordering at a restaurant. Why this analogy works so well. Ordering food is straightforward. You know exactly what you want. Grilled salmon, medium rare steak, a side of fries. Don't wonder whether the kitchen can make it. You trust they can. Never apologize for wanting it. Confidently expect it to arrive. But when it comes to money or success, most people do the opposite. They're vague. I just want more money, which is like saying, just bring me some food. They lower their request. Well, maybe just enough to pay my bills. They feel guilty for wanting more, as if abundance is a limited resource. They keep checking the kitchen, doubting whether it's actually on the way. The analogy hits home because it's a behavior we've all done without overthinking. If you can order dinner without fear, you can use the same mental approach to order wealth. The confident customer versus the nervous one. In a restaurant, a confident customer reads the menu, chooses exactly what they want, orders it without hesitation, enjoys the wait, knowing it's coming. The nervous customer takes forever to decide, keeps asking, "Do you think I should get this?" Orders, changes their mind, and then changes it again. Worries the kitchen will mess it up or that it'll take too long. Sound familiar? That's exactly how many people handle their goals. They put in a request to life, then start adjusting it, apologizing for it, or canceling it altogether. And just like a chef can't cook 3 different meals for one order, the universe can't deliver if you keep changing your mind. The restaurant rules for wealth. The author's point is simple. The universe operates like the best restaurant you've ever been to. If you want it to deliver, you have to follow the same rules. 1. Clarity. Know exactly what you're asking for. 2. Confidence. Believe you're worthy of it. 3. No doubt. Place your order and trust the process. If you skip any of these, your order gets lost in translation. It's why confidence matters. Imagine ordering like this. Maybe I'll have the chicken, unless it's too much trouble. Or maybe the pasta. What do you think? The waiter would be confused, and the kitchen wouldn't know what to make. In life, your confidence is the ticket the kitchen, aka the universe, works from. When you're confident, you're sending a clear, non-negotiable signal. This is what I want, and I believe it's on the way. That signal is what attracts results. How to start practicing today. Here's a quick exercise. Step 1. Pick one specific thing you want financially, e.g., $5,000 by the end of the month. Step 2. Say it out loud like you're ordering your favorite meal. I'll take $5,000 by the end of the month, thank you. Step 3. Trust. It's being prepared and act as if it's already coming. That could mean clearing space in your schedule for a new client, updating your resume for that promotion, or getting ready to launch that business idea. The more you do this, the easier it gets, and the faster you'll stop approaching money like a nervous first-timer at a fancy restaurant. Part 2. The common mistake. Ordering with nervous energy. When most people place an order for money, success, or opportunity in life, they don't do it with confidence. They do it with the same energy as someone asking for a favor they don't really think they deserve. Their tone is hesitant, their request is watered down, and they slip in phrases like, "only if it's not too much trouble," or "it's not a big deal if it doesn't happen." Here's the problem. That's not an order. That's a maybe. And the universe, like any kitchen, responds to the clarity of the request. Vague orders get vague results. Hesitant orders get small, inconsistent outcomes, if anything shows up at all. Changing the order over and over. One of the worst habits people have is constantly changing their order. On Monday, I want to make $5,000 this month. By Wednesday, actually I'd settle for $2,000. By Friday, forget it, I just hope I can cover my bills. Why? The problem isn't the number, it's the message. Every time you change your mind, you tell life you're not committed. You're broadcasting uncertainty, which makes it almost impossible for anything solid to show up. It's like asking a waiter for the steak, then changing to the pasta, then the salmon. By the time you decide, the kitchen has no idea what to make for you. The "I don't deserve it" trap. Another big reason people shrink their requests is they secretly feel they don't deserve more. That's a scarcity mindset talking, the belief that money is limited and that if you get more, someone else gets less. That belief will show up in your language and in your energy. The truth is, money is just energy in motion. It moves, flows, and grows when you allow yourself to be part of that movement. The waiter isn't offended when you order the most expensive thing on the menu. The kitchen doesn't roll its eyes and say, "Wow, that's greedy." It just makes the dish. Life works the same way. Micromanaging the kitchen. Here's another killer. Placing your order and then obsessively checking on it every 5 minutes. You wouldn't walk into a restaurant kitchen every 2 minutes asking, "Is my salmon ready yet? Are you sure you're making it? Maybe I should change it to chicken." But that's exactly what people do with their goals. Micromanaging out of fear drains your energy and keeps you from doing the real work that would actually help your order arrive faster. Once you've placed it, let the process do its thing. They're getting stuck on how it has to happen. A lot of people block themselves by insisting their order arrive in one very specific way. They think, the only way I can get more money is through my paycheck. Or, I can only succeed if it happens through this one client. When you lock yourself into one delivery method, you slam the door on all the other ways your goal could come to you. Sometimes it'll show up as a new client, a side project, an unexpected gift, or even a refund you forgot about. Be specific about what you want, but be flexible about how it gets delivered. Vague requests create vague results. Saying, "I want more money" is like telling the waiter, "Just bring me some food." You might get something, but it's probably not going to be what you had in mind. Clarity is power. "I want $5,000 in new business by the 30th" is a much better order than "I just want to be more comfortable financially." Specific requests give you something you can actually plan for, measure, and act on. Actions that don't match the order. Here's the other mistake. People make a request but take no steps to back it up. They say they want a promotion, but never update their skills. They want more clients, but don't improve their offer or marketing. They want to earn an extra $5,000, but don't explore any new income streams. When your actions don't match your words, the signal you're sending is inconsistent. That lack of alignment slows everything down. How to fix it. 1. Make one clear order. Choose one specific goal for the next 7 to 30 days. Write it down with a number, deadline, and reason. 2. Order it with confidence. Say it out loud as if you were ordering your favorite meal. I'll take $5,000 by the end of the month. Thank you. 3. Prepare for delivery. Act like it's already coming. Clear your schedule, organize your systems, and get ready to handle it. 4. Stop overchecking. Set reasonable check-ins, once or twice a week, but don't hover over it. 5. Stay open to multiple delivery routes. List at least 5 different ways it could show up. 6. Start small if needed. Practice with small orders first, like finding $100 unexpectedly, to build trust in the process. The bottom line. The mistake isn't wanting too much. It's placing your order with doubt, changing it constantly, or acting out of alignment with it. Place it once, place it clearly, back it up with action, and let the kitchen get to work. Part 3. Think of the universe like the best waiter you've ever had. Polite, attentive, and totally neutral. It's not judging what you ask for. It's not rolling its eyes because you ordered something too big or too expensive. And it's definitely not secretly hoping you'll fail. Its only job is to take your order exactly as you gave it and deliver. If you say, "I'll have the steak," you get the steak. If you say, "I'll have whatever, I'm not picky," you might get something, but it could be completely random. If you keep changing your mind, the waiter just keeps rewriting the ticket, and nothing makes it to the table. The universe operates on the same principle. It responds directly to the clarity, confidence, and consistency of your request. Step 1. Get specific about what you want. Specificity is power. "I want more money" is a weak order. It's like telling the waiter, "Just bring me food." You could end up with a side salad when you were picturing a ribeye. Instead, you need to define exactly what you want in measurable terms. How much? By when? For what purpose? Instead of, "I want to make more money," try, "I want to earn an additional $5,000 in the next 30 days through my business." When you lock in the details, you give the universe a clear target to hit, and you give yourself something concrete to plan for. Step 2. Say it with confidence. The universe mirrors your energy. If your order comes out timid and half-hearted, maybe I could get, if it's not too much trouble. That's the energy you're going to get back. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's simply knowing what you want and owning your right to ask for it. Think of it like ordering your favorite meal. You don't apologize for it. You don't justify it. You just place the order. "I'll have the salmon, please." That same tone works when you're setting goals. "I'll take $5,000 in new contracts this month. Thank you." Not a demand, not a plea. Just a clear, confident request. Anshita. Step 3. Trust the process. Once you've placed your order, you don't follow the waiter into the kitchen to make sure the chef's doing it right. You trust the restaurant to handle it. The same goes for your goals. When you obsessively check, doubt, and second-guess the process, you create resistance. Trusting the process means believing the outcome is already in motion. Keeping your actions aligned with your request. staying calm even when you can't see progress yet. Trust is about holding your energy steady long enough for the kitchen to do its work. That doesn't mean you do nothing. It means you focus on the steps that move you forward instead of micromanaging the outcome. The step 4, stay open to how it shows up. A lot of people block their own orders by deciding there's only one acceptable way for it to arrive. That's like telling the waiter, I want steak, but only if the cow was raised on this one specific farm, processed in this exact way, and cooked by a chef named Bob. In real life, this looks like, I want $5,000, but it has to come through this specific client. I want a new job, but only if it's at this one company. When you narrow the delivery path too much, you shut down countless other possibilities. Maybe the money comes through a referral, a surprise project, an investment return, or even a gift. If your only criteria is that it meets the request, take it. Putting the menu method together. The menu method is simple, but it works because it's grounded in clarity and alignment. 1. Identify exactly what you want. Make it specific, measurable, and time-bound. 2. Place the order confidently. Say it like you mean it. No apologies, no hedging. 3. Trust the kitchen. Keep showing up, doing your part, and letting the rest unfold. 4. Stay open to delivery methods. Don't limit how it has to show up. Be ready to receive in any form. When you follow these steps, you're essentially working with the natural flow of life instead of against it. You're removing the mixed signals, the self-sabotage, and the unnecessary restrictions. The neutral waiter isn't here to judge your order, only to deliver it exactly as placed. Your job is to place that order once, place it well, and then create the space for it to arrive. Part 4. Order anxiety happens when you place your request, but then you can't stop wondering, is it coming? Is it working? What if it doesn't happen? Instead of enjoying the process, you sit there in mental overdrive, checking your watch, scanning the room, and imagining the worst-case scenarios. It's like being in a restaurant, ordering your favorite meal, and then worrying that the chef forgot, the waiter lost the ticket, or maybe they ran out of ingredients. You peek into the kitchen. You keep flagging the waiter down. You consider changing your order just to speed things up. By the time the food comes, you've worked yourself into such a stressed-out state that you can't even enjoy it. That's exactly what people do with their goals. Oaskum that kata why order anxiety works against you. When you place an order in life, whether it's for more income, a new opportunity, or a specific result, your energy matters just as much as your words. Anxiety sends a mixed signal. It says, I want this, but it also says, I'm not sure I'll get it. That lack of certainty slows everything down because you're operating from doubt instead of trust. And when you're in doubt, your actions tend to shift too. You play it safe, you make fearful decisions, and you close yourself off to possibilities you can't yet see. And the power of relaxed expectation. The most powerful energy you can hold after placing your order is relaxed expectation. That doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means you keep taking aligned actions, but without constantly checking whether the result has arrived. Think of the confident diner who orders, enjoys the company at the table, maybe sips some wine, laughs, and trusts that their meal will show up when it's ready. They're not worried about how it's being made. They just know it's coming. That's the energy you want to cultivate with your goals. Calm, certain, and unattached to the exact timeline or route. Basantan famata breaking the habit of micromanaging. One of the biggest causes of order anxiety is micromanaging. You check your email 50 times a day to see if the client replied. You keep refreshing your bank app. You overanalyze every interaction to see if it's a sign. The truth is, constant monitoring doesn't make things happen faster. In fact, it can block you from seeing the bigger picture because you're so focused on what's not there yet. Instead, set boundaries for yourself. Check progress at set times, maybe once a day or twice a week. Focus on next steps. Keep your attention on the things you can control, like outreach, skill building, or networking. Fill your time with positive activity. Exercise, create, learn, connect. Anything that keeps your mind from spiraling into worry. Sati. The trusting the kitchen. Here's the key mindset shift. Once you've placed your order, it's not your job to cook it. You've got to trust the kitchen, the unseen process, the people, the timing, the opportunities, to do its part. In practical terms, that means stop trying to control every variable. Stop needing proof every step of the way. Stop assuming delays mean failure. Sometimes the kitchen is just making sure the dish is perfect before it hits your table. Sometimes it's because your table is being set for something even better than what you asked for. Becoming the happy customer. A happy customer doesn't just get better service because they're pleasant. They also notice and appreciate what's already good. In life, this means focusing on the wins you already have, no matter how small. If your order is for $10,000 and you land a $1,000 client, celebrate that. That's your appetizer arriving. It's a sign the main course is on its way. When you appreciate what shows up, you create momentum for more. Being a happy customer also means being easy to serve, meaning you're open, receptive, and flexible. If the waiter brings you something that's not exactly what you pictured, but still meets your needs, you accept it with gratitude instead of sending it back out of perfectionism. Maysin kung kanta practical ways to drop order anxiety. 1. Anchor yourself in the outcome. Every morning, remind yourself, it's already in motion. 2. Visualize receiving, not waiting. Picture the end result as if it's already here, not the process of hoping it comes. 3. Stay busy with aligned actions. The busier you are moving forward, the less mental space you have for doubt. 4. Celebrate early signs. Treat small wins like proof your order is on its way. 5. Detach from the clock. Let it arrive when it's ready, instead of forcing a premature timeline. When you remove order anxiety, you stop interrupting the process. You free up mental space, you stay open, and most importantly, you start enjoying the present instead of holding happiness hostage until your meal arrives. Part 5. Big dreams are exciting, but if you try to jump straight from zero to a massive life-changing goal, your mind often rebels. It starts throwing up all the doubts. That's too big. That's unrealistic. Who are you kidding? And the second you start questioning your own order, the energy behind it weakens. That's why starting small isn't about lowering your standards. It's about building trust with yourself and the process. When you choose one small, specific goal, you give yourself the chance to win quickly. Those early wins become the proof your brain needs to believe bigger is possible. Why small goals work so well? Think of it like training at the gym. You don't walk in on day one and try to lift 300 pounds. You start with a weight you know you can handle, you master your form, and you add weight over time. The same principle applies to the menu method. A small goal gives you faster feedback. You'll know if it's working sooner. Lower stakes. Less pressure means more relaxed energy. Proof of concept. You see firsthand that the method works. And once your brain sees it work, it's a lot harder for doubt to take over next time. How to choose your first small order. A good starter goal should feel exciting but not intimidating. It should stretch you slightly without triggering the inner voice that says, "No way." Examples: find $50 of unexpected money this week. Book one coffee meeting with a potential client. Sell your first handmade item online. Land a side gig paying $200 this month. The point isn't the size of the goal, it's the clarity and achievability. You want to set something that your mind can believe is possible in the near future. We are to banner running it. Through the 4 steps. Once you've picked your starter goal, you run it through the menu method exactly as you would for a bigger dream. 1. Be specific. Don't say, I want more clients. Say, I want one new client by Friday who signs a $200 contract. 2. Ask confidently. Say it out loud, write it down, and own it without hesitation. No, if possible, or I'll try language. That's like telling the waiter, just bring me whatever's easiest. 3. Trust the process. Keep doing the actions that align with your order, but don't stalk it. Keep moving forward, knowing it's on its way. 4. Stay open to delivery. Don't decide in advance exactly how the $200 client must show up. Maybe it's a referral, maybe it's an old contact, maybe it's someone finding you online. Your only requirement is that it matches the order. The building momentum from wins. Here's where the magic happens. When your small goal lands, even if it's something like finding $50 or booking one meeting, it's not just $50 or one meeting. It's proof that the system works. You can point to it and say, I placed a clear order, I stayed confident, I trusted the process, and it happened. That evidence makes it a whole lot easier to believe in your bigger goals. You've shifted from hoping to knowing. Gradually expanding the size of your orders. Once you've nailed a small goal or two, you can start increasing the stakes. From $50 to $500. From one client to 3. From a coffee meeting to a signed contract. Every time you level up, you're stretching your belief just a little further. And because you're building on real wins, your confidence grows with each step. This gradual expansion keeps you from overwhelming yourself while still moving toward your biggest dreams. Avoiding the all-or-nothing trap. A lot of people sabotage themselves by thinking, if I can't have the huge win right now, what's the point? That's like saying, if I can't eat the whole cake, I won't even take a bite. Small goals aren't a consolation prize. They're strategic stepping stones. They get you into action, they create measurable success, and they prove, to you and the universe, that you're ready for more. Sans. We're making it a habit. The most effective way to grow is to make small ordering a habit. Every week or month, set one specific achievable order. Complete it, celebrate it, then increase slightly. Over time, you'll look back and realize your small goals have snowballed into massive results. The process works not because it's magic, but because it combines clear intention, confident action, trust, and openness, all skills you strengthen with each repetition. Part 6. One of the biggest mistakes people make when working with goals, manifestation, or the menu method is being overly attached to how their order arrives. They picture one exact path, one exact timing, one exact person, one exact scenario. And if the result doesn't match that mental image perfectly, they dismiss it as a failure. But here's the truth. The universe rarely delivers in a straight line. In fact, it often works through detours, surprises, and opportunities you couldn't have predicted. That's not a flaw in the process. That's part of the magic. Bam! The trap of over-specific expectations. Specificity is powerful when placing your order, but rigidity in receiving it can choke the flow. It's like ordering a meal and then refusing to eat it unless it's plated exactly like the picture in the menu. You might still get the exact same flavors, the same nourishment, but if you're hung up on presentation, you'll miss the fact that your order did arrive. When you lock yourself into only one possible delivery method, you're essentially saying, if it doesn't look exactly like this, I won't take it. And that's a fast way to turn away something that could be just as good, or even better, than what you imagined. The power of openness. Being open doesn't mean lowering your standards. It means allowing for pleasant surprises. It's acknowledging that while you can set the destination, the universe might choose a different, faster, or more scenic route. Let's say you order a $5,000 client by next Friday. In your head, you imagine it will come from your marketing campaign. But instead, an old colleague reaches out with a project worth $6,000 starting next month. That's still your order, just wrapped differently. Openness lets you recognize the win when it shows up, even if it doesn't match your movie trailer version of events. Gratitude as a signal booster. Gratitude is more than just good manners. It's an amplifier. When you express thanks for any form of abundance that shows up, you're telling the universe, I notice, I appreciate, and I'm ready for more. It works the same way in service. If you thank a waiter for bringing bread to the table even before the main course arrives, you create a warm, positive exchange. That energy tends to keep good service flowing. By contrast, if you frown and say, this isn't my entree, where's my steak? Without appreciating what's already in front of you, you create friction. That energy slows everything down, in restaurants and in life. How to practice flexible receiving. 1. Hold the essence, not the form. Focus on the feeling or result you want, not the exact packaging. If you want financial freedom, that could come through a raise, a new client, a passive income stream, or even a gift. 2. Notice partial wins. Sometimes your order arrives in stages. If your $10,000 goal shows up first as a $2,000 project, celebrate it as evidence that the rest is on the way. 3. Ask, how is this serving me? Even unexpected outcomes can carry hidden opportunities. A job offer in a different city might open doors you didn't even know you wanted. 4. Express thanks immediately. Whether it's exactly what you pictured or a curveball blessing, gratitude locks it in as a positive event in your mind and in your energy. Baz real-life example. A woman set the goal to get a new job at Company X. She was laser-focused on that one position. She didn't get it, but a week later, she got an offer from a competitor that paid 20% more, with better hours, and gave her remote flexibility. If she'd clung to disappointment over not getting the original job, she might have missed seeing this as the upgrade it truly was. That's the risk of narrow vision. You miss the gifts that arrive in unexpected wrapping paper. That gratitude turns different into perfect. When you receive something different than planned and still respond with genuine thanks, you keep the channels open. You tell the universe, I trust your judgment, and I'm willing to be surprised. That's when the process starts to feel less like forcing outcomes and more like collaborating with life itself. The more you do this, the more you'll notice that different often ends up being exactly what you needed, and sometimes even more than you dared to ask for. Part 7. The truth is, scarcity isn't the natural state of the universe. It's a story we've been taught to believe. Look around. Nature overflows. One apple tree can produce hundreds of apples in a single season. A single sunflower contains thousands of seeds. The ocean never runs out of waves. Abundance is the default setting. If you've been conditioned to think resources are limited and opportunities are rare, it's easy to see life as a constant battle to get your share. But that mindset turns life into a competition rather than a collaboration. When you operate from scarcity, every win feels fragile, Every goal feels like a gamble. But when you operate from abundance, you understand there's more than enough to go around, and more is always on the way. Saksh Chow. You were born for this prosperity isn't something you have to earn through struggle, worthiness tests, or endless self-sacrifice. You came into this world already connected to the source of abundance. It's like having a standing reservation at the most lavish restaurant in the universe. All you need to do is place your order. When you understand this, wealth stops being about luck or privilege and starts being about clarity and consistency. The universe doesn't play favorites. It responds to clear, confident, and unwavering requests. Why clarity and consistency are everything. Imagine walking into a restaurant and telling the waiter, "Just bring me something nice." You might end up with something tasty, or you might get something you don't even like. Now imagine telling the waiter exactly what you want: the dish, the sides, the seasoning, even the temperature, and then patiently waiting. Which scenario is more likely to give you what you actually desire? That's exactly how life works. If your requests are vague, your results will be vague. If you keep changing your order every 5 minutes, you confuse the kitchen and delay delivery. But when you place your order with clarity and then stand by it with confidence, the process unfolds naturally. The role of belief clarity is the first step. Belief is the bridge. If you ask for abundance but secretly doubt it will arrive, you create static in the signal. Consistency is how you train your belief, by refusing to cancel or downgrade your order every time impatience creeps in. And remember, belief isn't something you force, it's something you build. Every time you see proof that the universe delivers, whether it's a small financial win, a lucky break, or unexpected help, you reinforce the story that abundance is real, personal, and available to you. Acting like it's already on its way. Here's the part most people miss. You can't just place the order. You have to live as if it's already being prepared. That doesn't mean you spend recklessly or ignore reality. It means you carry yourself with the energy of someone who trusts. Their order is in motion. You walk into opportunities with openness instead of desperation. You say yes to the things that align with your vision, and no to the things that pull you off course. You keep taking action in the direction of your order, because you know the universe responds to movement. The overflow mindset. When you truly believe the universe is abundant, you stop hoarding opportunities, money, or ideas out of fear they'll run out. You share more freely, you give generously. And here's the paradox: the more you give, the more you seem to receive. That's because generosity signals trust in abundance, and trust multiplies abundance. Think of it like breathing. You never panic about running out of air. You exhale fully, trusting there will be another breath. That's how money, opportunities, and ideas can flow when you adopt an overflow mindset. Living prosperously is your default setting. The final piece is remembering that abundance isn't something you achieve once and then guard with your life. It's a relationship. You place your order, you trust the process, you receive with gratitude, and you keep the flow going. So yes, the universe is always abundant. Yes, you were born to live a rich, joyful, and fulfilling life. And yes, it really can be as simple as placing a clear, confident, and consistent order, and then living in alignment with it until it arrives. When you stop acting like you're begging for scraps and start acting like a welcomed guest at life's banquet, everything changes. You're not chasing abundance anymore. You're participating in it. And once you've experienced that, you'll wonder why you ever believed in scarcity in the first place.